An impulse. So what is an impulse? An impulse is a market movement that we will be benefiting from immensely. And that is something that we are looking for all the time. And the impulse is actually a sign that we made a correct decision. Now imagine that either in the indicators or especially in the key levels, when you find yourself a nice limit player, a really powerful, strong key level in the daily chart, and you found a really nice entry, a really beautiful small false break in the 5 minutes of that daily key level, and you enter as soon as the price returns beyond or above the level, and you automatically open the short position with your stop order. And once this happens, the market fast and suddenly moves down 50, 60 points, and your take profit is taken, and you've made 60 points in like 5 minutes, and you're super happy because those 60 points are, depending on your size of your deposit, of course, but 60 points can be often a few $1,000s, so that's the way the market works. And when there is an impulse, that means that we made a correct prediction. That means that we saw a limit player, a consolidation, and there was a lot of money gathered in this consolidation in a channel, for example, in between two powerful levels, the resistance and support, and somebody or something huge was gathering either a long or a short position, and then we see a false break, and that's the place where a lot of people will think, this is where this huge limit player was gathering a long position, and this is what this, as I said, I told you this story before, and this is where this large limit player wants other traders to think that he had a long position, when in reality he had a short position, and what he's doing, he's cheating other traders into believing that he had a long position, so that they would go into long positions as well, and thinking that there will be a lot of support from a big player, when in reality he is cheating them, so that when he moves the market down beyond the level again, creating a false break, people will be leaving. Everybody who went into climbing prices and opened the long positions will be closing those positions and selling off the products, stocks, contracts, whatever, and in this way generating an extra impulse going down. Plus there will be people like me who will be, and like you, I hope, who will be trading the false break, so it will be double the power. Plus, the limit player himself will throw in a market order or two for even increasing the power of that impulse even more. And this is the place where the impulse happens. And the impulse is the perfect spot where most of the traders will be closing, so selling off, and then others will be opening the short positions, so also selling. So everybody pretty much is selling, and that's where the market drops quite quickly, and this is the impulse, and this is what we are looking for. And this, after your entry, if there is an impulse, that means that you made a correct decision and you predicted it perfectly, and this is something that was supposed to happen, and the position that was gathered was exactly the short position, and if it's dropping, then everybody is happy except those who made the wrong choice and went into and opened the long positions. So the impulse is a sign of a correct choice, and the impulse is the effect and the result of what I've just described, this example of the market movement and how a limit player is cheating other traders into thinking that he was gathering a long position, and then actually making them create an impulse of going down, and with an extra support from the traders who will be actually shorting the market as well. So this is how it works, and if there is an impulse, bravo, you've made a correct choice, you've predicted it, and you deserve each single penny you made on that impulse. So it is only logical that if there is no impulse after your entry within a reasonable amount of time, because I'm saying reasonable amount of time, as I've said before, it depends on the type of the chart, the time frame that you're trading, the size of the time frame. One daily entry and the 5-minute entry can be quite different, and of course that your level could be a few points off here and there, so you don't have to expect it to be super specifically on point right as you enter. There must be an impulse. No, it does not happen always like this. Sometimes it does, and it's fantastic, but sometimes it can still bounce back and forth a little bit and tickle your nerves here and there, but that's okay. That's part of this work. And then finally, there will be an impulse. So we cannot be 100% accurate. When we are, it's great, but there should be some kind of an expectation of when approximately the impulse should be and what should it look like. And but this kind of stuff I cannot really teach you. This is something that will come to you with practice when you will trade more and more and use all of the things that I've taught you so far and will teach you further on in this learning program. And then you will be able to identify what is a good impulse. If there was a long consolidation, you really want to see a powerful impulse. If the level is not that very strong and it was a floating level before, so if it works, it will have a small impulse. And these kinds of things are very, very difficult to pass on and teach to somebody. So all you need to know is the impulse itself, what it means. And I hope that I've clarified this question for you and where it comes from and what it symbolizes and what means that there is no impulse. And once again, if there is no impulse within 1 or 2 hours after your entry at the most, absolutely most, then probably the market will not follow the signal and probably there is something wrong. Maybe you've misidentified the level, or maybe it was just bad luck. So the impulse must follow, and the impulse might be different. It might be super fast, really powerful, right into your take profit. And some of the trades that I have 1-to-3 ratio, the 3-to-1 ratio, I just realized that I should be saying not 1-to-2 or 1-to whatever. I should be saying 3-to-1, 2-to-1, and 4-to-1, and 5-to-1. So I'm sorry about that. And some of those situations where I enter and the impulse is so strong that my 3-to-1 ratio take profit is pulled within seconds. And this does happen sometimes, and it's just, it's tasty, it's beautiful, it's fantastic. But it's not always the case. And sometimes the impulse can be quite slow. So the impulse does not have any set speed of points per second or anything like that. The impulse is pretty much the market movement in the desired direction, and visually just slightly stronger, at least slightly stronger than any other moves before the key level, the key point in the market that you expected to turn the market or to keep the market going, or whatever you expected from that precise trade. So the impulse is very subjective. It can be different from time to time and from trade to trade. But if you do not see any kind of impulse whatsoever after your entry, and the level is pretty much turning into a floating level, then perhaps there is something wrong, and perhaps there will be no impulse, and perhaps maybe you should consider leaving that trade. But please don't leave the trade. Let it play out. If it's a stop, it's a stop. Maybe the impulse will come later. Maybe you've misidentified the level by a few points here or there. Anything can happen. And if you start trading emotionally, so closing the trade just because, well, Tom said there is no impulse, so bleep and fuck it, so I'll just close it and forget about it. No, please don't do that. If you open the trade, stick with it. And if there is no impulse, just watch it. And remember what I told you about the impulses. If you see no impulse, just remember, Tom said if there is no impulse, then, well, maybe there will be no impulse at all, and maybe the market will reverse and pull my stop. And that's okay. That's all you should take out of this lesson. This is all that you should remember when you will be trading and practicing with the key level trading. And make sure you pay attention to the impulse and see how it affects the market, and how the key levels provocate the market into having impulses, and so on and so forth. So get a feel for a living market, because the market is alive. Market is just a bunch of people trading. So it's one huge piece of trading psychology, and the impulse is one big piece and one big part of how the market works and why it moves and where it moves. And the impulse is pretty much the core structure of how the market works. All right, that's all you need to know about impulse. Everything else you will be learning on your own through practice, through a lot of time at the financial markets. And within a few months, or at the most 1 year of practice, already with actual money trading, so don't worry, it won't have to be paper trading or demo trading for the next year. No, absolutely not. I mean that after a year of money trading, you will become an even greater trader, because you will see everything that I've been teaching you and will teach you for the rest of this learning program with your own eyes, and being one-on-one with the market and understanding the market and learning the market even further. Because remember, trading is a constant development. And one of the biggest and most important steps in the launching your trading career and developing from the very beginning of your trading career, you already have almost completed, and that's this learning program. So great job, you're off to a great start. And yeah, so take it easy, and very, very soon you'll be off to making good amounts of money. All right, this lesson is coming to an end. Please don't forget about the test. There will be no homework, so enjoy some time off, and I'll see you in the next lesson, which will be dedicated to showing you quite a few examples of my own key level trading.